Why do you react faster than you think? Pressure has a predictable effect on the brain. It speeds up thinking. Options begin to feel smaller, and urgency starts to feel immediate. And often, leaders often react in ways they hadn't intended, not because they're weak, but because their nervous system is trying to protect them. Hi, this is Michael Eatman, Dad CEO, and this is The Reset with Michael Eatman, Clarity Under Pressure. This is where we discover how to think clearly and lead well when things feel urgent. Everything. Today, there's something simple I want to share but powerful. Anticipation changes how the brain responds to stress. Most people assume that pressure causes bad decisions, but pressure rarely creates behavior. Pressure reveals patterns. When pressure appears unexpectedly, your nervous system shifts towards speed and your thinking accelerates and reflection gets short and reaction begins to be immediate. But reaction and leadership are not the same. Leadership requires access to options. Think about the last time pressure caught you off guard. What decision did you rush? And if you had paused for just a few seconds, would you have made the same choice? That moment is what we're exploring today. Because one of the quickest ways that stress peaks up is surprise. Unexpected pressure feels like a threat. Expected pressure feels more manageable. This is why experienced leaders often appear very calm. It's not because they face pressure less, it's because they expect it. Anticipation changes how the brain responds to stress. So when pressure is expected, the nervous system stays more regulated and options become more visible and better decisions can be possible. One of the habits strong leaders develop is anticipating pressure before it arrives. They don't wait for pressure to surprise them. They prepare for it. They ask themselves questions like, where will pressure likely appear? And what decisions will require more clarity for me? What conversations might become more difficult? Preparation widens the mind before pressure narrows it. Here's a thought to consider. Pressure doesn't remove leadership. It reveals the habits you've been practicing. Let me give you an example. Think of a difficult conversation. When pressure rises, most people fall into one of three patterns. Some avoid the conversation entirely, and some react emotionally and escalate the whole thing. And some pause long enough to respond thoughtfully. Pressure doesn't create those behaviors. Those behaviors were actually already being practiced. Pressure simply revealed them more quickly. That's why leadership isn't about eliminating pressure. Leadership is about practicing your response before pressure arrives. Because when the moment comes, your nervous system will default to what you've been practicing. Here's something to use right away. Before the week begins, ask yourself three questions. First, where will pressure likely appear? Second, how will I respond when it does? Thirdly, what behavior will I not accept for myself under pressure? These kinds of questions train your nervous system, and you begin to move from reacting to responding. Pressure doesn't remove leadership, it reveals preparation. If pressure surprises you, reaction is following. If pressure is expected, response becomes more possible. Preparation restores agency, and that agency restores clarity. Pressure will come knocking at your door. It's an inevitable currency of life. But your reaction is not set in stone. Pause, then decide. This is The Reset with Michael Eatman. Clarity under pressure.